8-year-old child in front of me said, with his mother, says, and I quote, okay? This is what an 8-year-old kid said in front of his mother. "Ah, ma, this is bollocks for f***'s sake." The child was 8. His mother laughed it off. She was of a certain class, if you know what I mean. Seen this happen way too much with that type of parent. This is bad parenting. They don't lick it off the ground, do they? Says Matt. The question is he right to be outraged at a child cursing like this? What do you think of parents who allow this, and some who even encourage it? 6797104 is our telephone number. Are you a parent who has no problem with your child using bad language, or you just kind of turn a blind eye to it? If you are, I'd love to hear from you. 6797104 is our telephone number. He basically has a major issue with this parent obviously not correcting the child for saying, and I even have to use the beat machine when I say it, "Ah, ma, this is bollocks for f***'s sake." Give me a call right now. Is there any harm in children cursing? That's what we're asking. Back in a couple of minutes. Don't go away.
The FM104 phone show with Adrian Kennedy.
We're back in a sec with even more hot talk for Dublin.
Call us now.
6797 FM104.
Strawberry Radio Show. This is the FM104 phone show with Adrian Kennedy.
Now, you're very welcome back. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. This is FM104's phone show with Adrian Kennedy, Monday the 17th of June 2013. I hope you're enjoying the programme tonight. By the way, if you're entering that competition for the tickets for that sold-out Night for Christie gig this coming Friday in the Olympia, you have to start your text with the word gig and then your name, age and location, and send it to 53104. If your text doesn't start with the word gig, then it will not be entered in the competition. Simple as that, okay? Okay, so tickets for the sold-out Night for Christie this coming Friday in the Olympia. If you don't start your text with the word gig, it will not be entered into the competition. And you get a text back telling you that you're entered into the competition. If you don't get that text, well, then you know you haven't done it right. Okay? So text the word gig, followed by your name, age and location, and send it to 53104. And as I said, I was really chuffed to have been asked to introduce one of the acts on Friday night, and I'll be there, and I hope you're there as well. Win those tickets. You can't buy them anywhere. They're gone. So text the word gig, followed by your name, age and location, and send it to 53104. Now, I want to read this message that came in to us last week, and it's from a guy called Matt. He said, "Lads, you have to talk about this. In my local supermarket today, and an 8-year-old child in front of me with his mother says, and I quote, 'Ah, ma, this is bollocks for f***'s sake.' The child was 8. His mother just laughed it off. She was of a certain class, if you know what I mean. I've seen this happen way too much with that type of parent. Bad parenting. They don't lick it off the ground, do they? I think the expression matters. They don't lick it off a stone. But anyway, and that's from a guy called Matt. And I'd like to hear from you on this. 6797104 is our telephone number. Do you see anything wrong in kids cursing? That's really the question that we're asking. And if they are cursing, what are you meant to do about it? If your young child says, "Ah, ma, this is bollocks for f***'s sake," what are you meant to do about it? How do you deal with it? 6797104 is our telephone number. Juanita, you're on FM104. How are you, Juanita?
Not too bad in yourself, Adrian.
Grand, thank you, Juanita. Now, what are you meant to do if your child starts using language like that?
Okay, first of all, if they're a lot younger, and like, because I had a problem with one of the youngest lad, he was always cursing when he was younger, and I said it to the nurse at the time, and she said the best thing to do is actually ignore it. She said if you pay attention to it, that's when they'll keep saying the bad words, like. Okay,
but if you totally ignore it, they might keep saying it anyway.
Yeah, well, now, I have an 8-year-old myself, and if I hear him cursing, I'll pull him on it every time.
Right.
I don't like it personally. I don't think it's right to be letting them swear. It just sounds awful.
Okay, so this mother apparently didn't even bat an eyelid in the shop when the child cursed like this. The child was 8. And just said, "Ah, ma, this is bollocks for F's sake." And the mother didn't even bat an eyelid. What should she have done? Or should she do what you're saying and just ignore it?
Well, if it happened to me, I would have just said, like, are you meant to be cursing? Is it the first thing I would have said, and he would have said no or whatever. And I would have said, right, when we get home, you either go to your room now for half an hour or whatever for cursing. I'd punish him for cursing, like, because I think it's just so horrible to hear it coming out of their mouth.
And does it work? If you punish him, does it work?
Well, now, to be honest, he was a lot worse, but he's not half as bad now. It'd be more of I would say a slip of the tongue with him now, like it wouldn't be an everyday occurrence.
Now, there are some that think that there's nothing wrong in this. It's only words. Why would you pull a child up over this?
And plus, when they go into primary school, they start hearing all these words as well, and other kids using them. You know, that is it's an issue, like, because they hear other kids saying it and they think it's kind of cool or whatever to be kind of swearing. So.
Okay, but I would love to hear from a parent who doesn't have any issue with their child cursing, who, wouldn't bat an eyelid like this lady in the shop today. Didn't bat an eyelid when her child said, Ma, this is bollocks for F's sake. The child was about 8. Mammy didn't bat an eyelid. If you're a parent like that who would not bat an eyelid, give me a call, 6797104. Maybe you're somebody who feels that it's just words. And why would you be upset over words? Because that's all they are. Give me a call right now, 6797104 is our telephone number. Is there anything wrong in children cursing? Do your children curse? And if they do you let them away with it? Do you think it's okay for your children to curse? Anne, you're on FM104. How are you, Anne?
How are you?
Grand, thanks, Anne. Now, what did you want to say on this?
I'm just listening to the girl there saying that what she would do is ignore the little fella and the 8-year-old if she was course in public. I wouldn't personally have that. I often course around my son, which is only 6, and he would never dare to repeat a course around me. Not around me in any way. Outside he might do, but not at home he wouldn't. And
but you curse in front of him.
I've coursed around him. I'm not in front of him. I've coursed around him, but he'd never pick it up after me. But I've seen.
But so where else is he going to pick it up from? If you're the one who's
you think about kids out there that are a lot older than him, and he's out there playing, and the kids are coursing at him. He wouldn't dare course back because he knows better not to course back.
Even though you're cursing in front of him.
Well, I'm sure I'm not the only parent around that would course in front of their kids.
So where else is he going to be learning it if not from you? That's exactly where he's learning it from.
Well, not necessarily. Maybe he could be getting it from. See, my son, like I said, I can course. I could course in front of my son. My son would never repeat it. And I know that. But I know that there's kids out there that do pick it up from the street. It's not necessarily that it's always from the parents is where he gets it from, because if that's the case, my son would be picking it up, wouldn't he? He'd be cursing in front of me.
Sure, okay, but he mightn't be cursing directly in front of you, but he's probably cursing like a madman out in the street.
No, I don't agree. And I agree with the girl there that said that when the woman was out there in the shop that time and that little young fella coursed. Now if I was standing publicly in a shop and he coursed like that to me, like that woman that was only on there a minute ago says that she would fly home and send him to his bed, I'd do the same. But I'm sure I'm not the only person that would sit there and be coursing around kids or whatever. I'm sure there's plenty of parents out there that do the same.
Okay, so you basically curse in front of your young fella, but you're convinced that when he doesn't curse back at you.
When he doesn't curse, he wouldn't curse in front of me.
Now, Juanita, what do you think of parents cursing in front of their kids?
I disagree.
No, I'm asking Juanita. Sorry, hang on for a sec. Go on.
Me?
Yes, go on, Juanita.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with it, but sometimes it does just slip out as well. Like, you can't be 100% right in front of your kids all the time. Like, you will, like, even like if, do you know, a simple thing, like if you burnt yourself or something, you'd be like, oh, fuck, do you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to slip out, like, do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
But there's no need for, like, constant swearing in front of your kids, if you know what I mean.
Excuse me, Anita, is it?
Juanita.
I don't, like you just said there, I don't course directly at him. if I was like, say, giving out to him and I would, you know, an F word would come into it, that's what, personally to me, is what I'm trying to say. But what I'm saying is not necessarily when you're out is where is I think they pick it up from is other kids. If, like, I could say here, I could probably say an F word in front of my child. He knows, if you know what I mean, he knows that it's a bad word, but it's fair enough, it's not okay for an adult to say and not a child. But he knows that an adult would say it, as in, you know, but he'd pick it up and he would say to me, isn't that a course? And I'd say, I apologise, shouldn't have said that. But I find that they would pick it up more outside with kids than rather than inside, if you know what I mean.
All right, well, stay there for 1 second. What does anybody else think of this? Give me a call right now, 6797104. We're talking about parents who curse in front of their kid. Well, we're talking about kids who curse and how to stop them. Or is there a way to stop them? Jacqueline, you're on FM104. How are you, Jacqueline?
How are you?
Grand, thanks, Jacqueline. Now, all of your kids went through a phase of cursing.
I have 3 kids went through all of it, and they still do it.
And
I've no problem. They don't curse in front of me, but they will say F words or this word or that word. But they've been brought up in a world that everybody curses. I don't care who thinks or what they say about me, but I've been brought up by an ex-husband of mine. They've heard words, they've heard anger, they've heard it. So they're going to pick up words anyway. So I don't know where they're going on about kids who's not going to curse. Every child is going to curse. Whether you're posh or whatever. No matter what.
whether you're posh or whatever, kids are going to curse. Okay, now it's one thing for a child to be...
Dublin 4, Dublin 10, Dublin 8, Dublin... Anyway, all children's going to curse.
Okay, this lady, or this fella in his text said it's a certain type of kid from a certain type of area that curses. You're saying no, they all do it, do they?
Every child does it.
Same type of area. No, all kids.
Sorry, who's shouting at me there?
A friend of ours.
Serena.
Listen, all kids do it. It doesn't matter how they're brought up, what area they're brought up from. My kids were brought up well, and he's only 10, and he slips out with horses.
Right, so, and would he curse in front of you?
Yeah, he comes in front of me, he slips out. All you can do is say, Dean, don't curse. Do you know what I mean?
And do you curse at him?
No, I don't curse at him, but I have cursed in front of them.
You have cursed in front of them?
Yeah.
And so have I.
And so have you, and so is Anne. Anne has cursed in front of them as well.
If I'm cursing in front of him, then obviously he's picking up on me. She's trying to say that she doesn't curse in front of her kids, but yeah, her kids curse in front of her. Well, then
No, I'm not saying I don't curse in front of me kids. I'm saying I do curse in front of me kids.
yeah, well then obviously that's what Adrian just said to me. Well then isn't that where he picks it up from? My son is only 6 and he knows between coursing and not coursing. And when like that girl just said there a minute ago, if you're in the middle of speaking to them or telling them to do something, an F word or something comes into it, he knows not to repeat it after me. That's what I'm trying to say. But at the end of the day, love, an F word, a B word, they're all a figure of speech. They're not meant to be at me.
The kids don't know what it means.
I know that. But what I'm trying to say is, the likes of standing in a shop and like that, the man, that person, I can't think of the fella's name, that text in about this topic, about the 8-year-old standing in the shop and this, what was it, this a load of bollocks, fuck this man, and she laughs it off. That wouldn't be my type. No, it wouldn't be my type.
Correct them on it.
Yeah, correct them there and then.
When I'm talking to me kids, curse still come out of me.
Yeah, and same with me. I'm just saying.
But would you not reckon that this is where the kids are picking it up if you're cursing at them?
Whether I curse or not, they're going to pick it up off their friends. They come from Dolphins fans, they're coming from the flats, they're going to pick up off their friends anyway.
Okay, well, do me a favour, Anne and Jacqueline and whoever else is there. Stay on the line there for 1 second, and I'll come back to you straight after the break. 6797104 is our telephone number. Is there anything wrong with kids cursing? That's the question we're asking. Simple as, call me right now. Do you allow your kids to curse? And if they do, what do you do about it? Do you just turn a blind eye like this woman did in the shop? We'll take a quick break. Back in a mo. Adrian Kennedy for Monday, the 17th of June 2013. We're in the middle of a conversation about a message we got the other day from a guy called Matt, and he says, lads, can you talk about this, please? In my local supermarket today, and an 8-year-old child in front of me with his mother, he says, and I quote, ma, this is bollocks for sake. The child was 8. His mother laughed it off. She was of a certain class, if you know what I mean. Seeing this happen way too much with that certain type of parent, this is bad parenting. They don't lick it off the ground, do they? Says Matt. And I'd like to hear from you. 6797104 is our telephone number. You can also text your opinion to us on 53104 and we may call you back. 53104 is our text number if you want to text us your opinion. Do it right now. Now, Dean, you're on FM104. How are you, Dean?
How are you doing, Adrian?
Now, Dean, what do you make of what we're hearing here?
It's disgraceful. It's just a lack of discipline for the kids, you know what I mean? There's obviously ways you can discipline them, you know what I mean? It's lack of respect as well.
It's lack of respect if they are cursing?
Yeah.
Lack of respect...
It makes them look like they're being rude. It doesn't look like they're being rude properly if they're swearing in public and that, you know? Anywhere for that matter.
So, you think that, say for example, Jacqueline and... sorry, Jacqueline, what's your friend's name?
Serena.
Dorina.
Serena.
Karina.
Serena.
Whatever, something... Right. Basically what he's saying is that it is a sign of a child with a lack of respect if they're using bad language in front of their parents.
Listen, my kids have respect for me. They're at the age now that they're just experimenting. Did he have a course? Ask Dean, did he have a course in his life?
Well, Dean, did you ever curse in your life?
I have, yeah. Everybody has at some stage. But, like, for your kids to be going out, you let away with it, you know what I mean? They can't just kids going out.
You're an angel.
The what?
Are you trying to tell me you're an angel?
No, we never swore in front of me, mother.
That's children. That's what I was going to ask.
No, listen to what he said. He never swore in front of his mother.
No, never. Has he got kids, Adrian?
Yeah, we've 2 kids, yeah.
And if they course, what would you do to them?
If they get cursed, they get stuff taken off them, they'd be disciplined. I wouldn't let them away with it. It's not proper manners. You can't let kids out in public doing things like that.
But Dean, do you know a course is only a figure of speech?
It doesn't matter. For kids to be, it shows like lack of education, it shows lack of respect, it shows lack of manners.
A lack of education. That's with your education. That comes with your education. My son's getting 100% on French. He's great in school.
She's what?
He's great in school. Your kids wouldn't be able to talk to you. They'd hide from you if they're not allowed like you think that they're going to discipline them like that.
So would you think it was okay? Mentally, you're obviously getting it from you. Would you think it's alright to walk down the road cursing and swearing, would you?
No, but children wouldn't be outside coursing that was like that. Walk down the road. When it slips out, yeah, I say, Dean, don't do that.
Well, if he does it in front of you, what do you say to him? What do you do if he swears in front of you?
If you tell him, you just tell him that it's not nice.
Well, you have to discipline him. If you just tell him it's not nice, it's not nice. You have to.
What's going to do? They around say, that's a bad word. Everybody is using words. They're not stupid. Kids are not stupid, you know. They're grown up.
I know they're growing up, and they should have more sense than go around the place swearing at people, don't you?
Children, you don't mind me asking it.
2 and 4.
2 and 4. Right, they still have a long way to go.
All right, ladies, I'm finding it very difficult to hear both of you on the speakerphone. It's very difficult. Karen, you're on FM104. How are you, Karen?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Karen, what do you think of...
Well, first of all, they do lick it off a stone.
Yeah.
And I am, don't get me wrong, we all wrap our sons up in cotton wool, you know what I mean? My son, he's not perfect, but he's a good kid. But when he was younger, yeah, you can't curse. He was allowed to curse.
He was allowed to curse?
Yeah, but he wasn't vulgar. He cursed. And
what do you mean he wasn't vulgar? Cursing by its very nature is vulgar. Cursing by its very nature is vulgar.
Fuck is vulgar.
Sorry?
Fuck is vulgar.
Yeah.
Or fuck off is vulgar.
Both of them are.
Yeah, but they're vulgar fucking years, so if he's allowed to curse, you know, he curses. He did as a child, you know what I mean? They will curse.
But did you let him or did you correct him?
Excuse me?
Did you let him or did you correct him?
Why should I correct him when he was only a child and he doesn't understand?
Well, there you go, Dean. Why should she correct him?
Why did you correct him? Well, put it this way, if your son came home with one of his friends and he walked in and he was, effing this and effing that, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but
that's okay. Would that be all right?
There's respect there, but my son did curse, but he went through that stage where he cursed, but he wouldn't have, don't get me wrong now, he's 20 and he does curse and he says things around me, but he's respectable about his curses wise.
There's no such thing as being respectable about their cursing, do you know what I mean?
Excuse me?
There's no such thing as being respectful about your course, and it's not proper vocabulary. There should be a lot of copies to understand it, that's not what...
We all have respect for our courses. But y'all curse. Everyone fucking curses. I'm fucking cursing now. Because who fucking doesn't?
Your child will go far, you know that?
The child, they will curse no matter what. And which that you, if a good parent that you are, they will curse. My son...
And from what age was he cursing now? He's 20 years.
When they're kids. And well,
from what age did you let him curse now? From what age was it acceptable for him to curse in front of you?
What's on there?
Karen, he's asking you a question. He's asking you a question. From what age was it acceptable for him to curse in front of you?
What age? Of course he was only young. Till he realised that he wasn't allowed to curse. But he still curses. He's cursing now. It's part of life. And much that you try to stop them from cursing, they will.
Oh, like, why would he feel the need to curse? Why do people feel the need? Because I know personally, I don't swear.
That's $1 million question, isn't it? But we do all curse. Unfortunately, we do. And we all want the best for our kids, but they do curse. Unfortunately, they do. But when they're children, now I do understand where you're coming from. That you can get a child that can be very vicious the way they curse.
But your point is, Karen, that there is no harm in a child cursing.
When they're young, of course. Not when they get older, when they're 10 or 11 or 12. But then again, they curse. You can't be with them 24/7 hours a day at home.
I tell you, I had a kid in the butcher's the other day, right? And this absolutely disgusted me.
Personally, go on.
Go on, yeah.
No, listen to me. There was a cow sprung in the butcher's, right? And the uncle turns out to his mother, and he says, "Mum, what's that?" And he turns, he goes, "That's a cow sprung." I go, "Go on F off," he said. He goes, "If you tell me you get that again, I'll spit in your face."
Yeah, but it's a shame to say, but it's reality.
He was only a toddler and he turned around and told him to F off in front of people, you know what I mean? That's the extreme lack of respect.
So can I ask you
I wouldn't have my kids swearing at me, you know what I mean? Yeah.
If you're like, how old is your child?
2 and 4.
2 weeks old. 2 weeks old.
2 and 4, he said.
Oh, sorry, I apologise. They will curse.
Well, they do, but they get...
But there's a difference between them cursing and then a parent saying, sure, there's no harm in this. Stay there for a second. Brian, you're on FM104. How are you, Brian?
Adrian, how are you?
Brian, is there anything wrong with children cursing?
I'm actually, I'm a messy. I'm sitting there and I'm listening and I'm shocked. You know something, Adrian? It's no wonder the country and the city of Dublin is in the state it's in when they have
Because it's a person?
When they have parents like that rearing children, supposedly rearing children, you know, good way, the proper way. It's no wonder the city's got to this.
Well, there you go, Jacqueline. It's no wonder the city is in the state it's in.
Adrian, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
May I tell that man whoever he is, the state of the country is because people is letting it go that way. It's not our children that's letting it go that way. It has to do with our children, like, they will course. My kids is growing up now. They wouldn't course like me now. They go like as a baby, yes, they course. But okay, give them a... say, don't be doing that, it's not good or something like that. But now they're growing up, if they will course, but they won't course like... Actor and do whatever. Yeah, listen, the country's in the state of the country, the way it is, it's for the lives of people. The lives of people that's letting the country go down the way it is and won't stand up for their rights. Why don't you go to that dollar for the way the people that's going on today instead of fighting over coursing? That's a joke.
Well, a lot of people believe that having kids cursing is just a sign of utter and total disrespect.
It's not disrespect. Every time. Have you got kids yourself?
You're not cursing at Adrian. If they're just saying it like, telling a story, it's different. If they're cursing at you or at all the people, yeah, it's disrespect.
Okay, well, hang on. I'll ask both of you. An 8-year-old kid in a shop says to his mammy, Ma, this is bollocks for sake.
No, I wouldn't allow it. I'd correct them on it.
And he wouldn't be allowed what he has on 8 years of age. If he stopped having whatever he wanted in that shop until he apologised.
But if you, but by the same token, you're saying you don't see anything wrong with it, really.
There's nothing wrong with it now, because we all grew up with it. And don't tell me no one did.
Did none of you course?
Say that again?
Did you course, Adrian?
Not as a kid. Certainly not in front of my mother, no. Not in a million years.
No, in front of our mother.
In fact, to this day, I wouldn't curse in front of my mother.
I don't believe that.
Well, my mother and father said, and I never would course in front of my mother and father because I got a slap on the jaw.
Well, I'm always fighting with me, man. The course that comes down my mouth, that's terrible, disrespecting. That's just the way I was brought up.
Come in there, Adrian.
Yeah, go on, Brian, yeah.
Listen.
No, Brian is going with it, this the way the
Go on, Brian.
I have an 8-year-old son and I have a 12-year-old daughter. I know they don't curse. And they never have.
No, they take the course behind your back.
And I'll say one thing. These are parents that make excuses. That's what they're good at.
I'm not making an excuse. I'm telling you how straight that my kid's course. He's 14 and 10.
Can I say something there? They are the type of people, the type of parents that let their kids, first of all, it's okay to curse. Yeah, it's okay to hear it. They're kids. Kids learn. Kids are like sponges. They hear and they learn from what goes on around them. And let me tell you, it's the sort of parents that were listening there tonight. They don't know where the kids are at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, my kid is in Chicago at the moment and he's only 14. But where? You haven't got a clue.
Not bothered.
So, Brian...
When you get older, that's all I say about them. They're like sponges. You can't put them all on there. There's wrong.
Brian,
It's what they listen to is what I'm saying. And what
Well, you don't have to...
you're saying that we didn't bring our kids up properly. My 14-year-old is in Chicago at the moment.
That's exactly what I'm saying, actually, yeah. That's exactly
And I
what
do
I'm saying.
every night.
Brian, one of the things that this guy said in his message, it's certain kids from certain areas that curse and it's tolerated.
And it's the same sort of kids that tell a policeman...
Hang on, Jacqueline. Keep it
It's the
quiet for a
same
second.
sort of kids
Even I make...
who don't get... Oh, I'm sorry for you. This is the truth. Oh, listen. It's the same sort of kids who have respect for policemen or any sort of authority at all, which is what is going down the sewer. It's parents like that think something so... Been talking about this.
I'm sorry, Brian, your mobile is in bits there. The signal is really, really bad.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go on, but it keeps cracking. Go on. I couldn't hear half of what you just said. Yeah, go on, Jacqueline, yeah.
I have 3 kids. My daughter is a daughter. She's 28 years of age now. She's doing home help, whatever it is, or company, or care or working. The eldest son, he's working in Australia as a solicitor, and the other son is in London working as a doctor. So where's the course coming in from that?
All right, no, I take your point. Stay there for a second. 6797104 is our telephone number. It's Adrian with FM104's phone show. We're talking about kids cursing. And trying to find out whether or not you're a parent who has a problem with this, or are you like Jacqueline and her friend there, who just think there's nothing wrong with it. Kids are going to do it, and that's it. That's just the way it is. Kids are going to do it. 6797104 is our telephone number. Margaret, you're on FM104. How are you, Margaret?
Oh, good evening, Adrian.
Now, Margaret, what do you want to say on this?
What I'm going to say is that if she put enough energy into learning her child how to speak correct English and maybe correct Gaelic and forget about the bad language, then she'd have no problem.
Okay, so you think that parents like the parents we've been listening to are a disgrace, do you?
No, I think it's like a third language. It's Irish, English and bad language. And there's really no need for the bad language.
Okay, well, Karen, there's no need for the bad language. It can be eliminated.
Absolutely.
Eliminate it very quickly. I can eliminate it very quickly. Like, it's just, oh my God, you know what I mean? We're in 2013. I actually will not curse now. I'll be polite. I'll actually be very nice.
You're doing well?
But I don't want to, you know what I mean, insult you, but the other chap that was on earlier on as well and says, you know, fair play to him if his kids don't curse.
Yeah.
But they will, do you know what I mean? Like,
No. It's up to you. What do you mean it's up to me? It's up to me. So I'm not
You're a mom.
So what, you want me to go to school with him? And be out on the street with him 24/7? Is that what you're trying to say to me?
No, but you have to.
That's a shame, is it? Because the word is...
No, you have to lay down standards. You have to be...
Standards? Your standards seem to be very fucking sad. You want to wake up, missus, and smell the fucking roses. Okay, I'm cursing now. Is that pissing you off? Because it's not pissing me off. Because kids curse, okay? My son is a good kid now. He's not perfect, he's far from it. But he says the word fuck now and again. It's allowed, okay? We say the word fuck all the time. It should be in the fucking dictionary, or is it actually, if you think about it?
No, it's not.
Is it not? No, because you probably read every fucking second every day the fucking week. But that other chap that was on as well earlier on and said that his curves, you find me funny, don't you? I'm a clown. I make you laugh.
No, you don't make me laugh.
Yourself. Of course, I don't make you laugh. I'm probably making you scream at the moment, but I don't care.
You see, an awful lot of parents, I know, Karen, listening to us now, are cringing at the thought of parents thinking it's perfectly okay and acceptable for kids to curse. And that example in the supermarket that Matt wrote into us about, where the child said, Ma, this is bollocks for F's sake. That guy, Matt, has a huge issue with the child saying that. Do you have a problem with that, Margaret?
Oh, I would.
And the mother just laughing it off, not doing anything about it?
Absolutely. I would be cringing. Yeah, I would. Like
you wouldn't accept that?
You
wouldn't allow that?
Not with my own daughter. Now, she is 22 at the moment. But I wouldn't say it to anybody, but I would be cringing. And I would be embarrassed.
Well, Jacqueline, would you not cringe and be embarrassed?
No, these kids that can't speak to their parents, that hide things from them. At least my two sons can come and explain anything to me and I wouldn't get annoyed with them. They can talk to me, tell me anything.
But you see, that's part of her life and that she accepts that.
Yeah, it's part of my life. My kids are brought up in a rough area, Dolphin's Barn. So that's the way they are with their friends and everybody.
There's nothing wrong with Dolphin's Barn, believe me.
Oh, I know there's not, because I live there. There's nothing bad wrong with it.
So
I live in Ballyfermot, originally from Crumlin, and my three kids was brought up in Ballyfermot, and there's not wrong with them. And every child course, and it's been telling me up to you, Zariah, that you don't course, and tell me that you didn't course neither. Every child will do it behind your back, in front, or do it any way they want. But either way, if they did it in front of you, they're older now, they don't course in front of me. They did get corrected when they were smaller, so they don't course now in front of me, and they all have good jobs. Jackie.
Okay, stay there for 1 second. There's a lot of interest in this. 6797104 is our telephone number. Pamela, you're on FM104. How are you, Pamela?
Hey, I'm grand, thanks.
Now, Pamela, what do you want to say on this?
I basically just want to say that your woman, Karen, sounds like she's a fruit and nut. The language of her, I'm sitting here more and laughing listening to her, but I'd love to ask Jackie and Karen, would they allow their children to, just as an example, to use that language on their communion day, let's just say in front of a priest? If I could ask either of them that question.
Okay, well... Sorry, what would you say if a child cursed in front of a priest?
But it wouldn't happen, Adrian.
Well, why wouldn't it happen? Because you're letting it happen every single day. And
it's their communion day, when they're playing out with their friends or what in town, it slips out a 10-year-old mouth.
But why? But can I ask you, why wouldn't it happen? Why would that not happen?
It wouldn't happen. It's a communion day.
Yeah, because it's not right. So you know that it's wrong because something is not allowing you to allow your children to use that language on their communion day. So you know that it's wrong.
So, come here. Are you telling me none of your family curses?
I course every day of the week, and if I heard my son coursing, he would be grounded, because I would find it very disrespectful.
It's not right for your child?
Definitely not, no. And I think you'd know you're from Dolphin's Barn because you are like two thinkers on the phone, and I doubt very much. Would you stop this?
Jacqueline, you just proved her point.
This is not Jacqueline, this is Serena.
Oh, Serena, or whatever your name is.
Sorry, Serena, the name even suits you, I have to say. But wait till I tell you. Is that your mother on the phone, the other line, the two of you doing the loudspeaker job? Your sister? Yeah. You should know that you're related because the two of you must have been dragged up. And for your brother who's a doctor in London, I don't think so. And if he came to examine me for any reason, if I knew it was him, I'd have been dragged up.
He wouldn't examine you.
Would he not? No.
No.
Why? Because I don't use language, is it?
You do use language. You have to tell me you use it.
But I'm asking you, why wouldn't he examine me? He's no more a doctor than you're a lady, put it to you like that. And as for the other fruit and nut on the phone, Karen, she's away with the fairies.
You think?
Your name suits you, Serena, because you know you're from Dolphin's Barn with the mouth on you.
Yeah, and I got a problem with that I'm from Dolphin's Barn.
Well, you obviously have, because you're saying that it's the norm to use that language in Dolphin's Barn. You're putting everyone down there in Dolphin's Barn that they all let their kids course.
And I'm speaking for myself.
You know, you just said that your kids speak like that with their friends, so it's okay. So if one of your kids' friends decided to...
My child is 10, my 14-year-old is in Chicago.
And what do you want, a medal because your son is in Chicago? What, is he over there with his dad, is he?
No, he's not over there with his dad. His dad's Jamaican, he's over there with his...
I couldn't care less where his father is from, but your 14-year-old's over in Chicago.
To me, who he's over there with none of your fucking business.
I don't be telling the whole of Dublin or whoever else is listening in Ireland.
Business, I'll say what I want to say.
Because you were dragged up by your mother. And your sisters know better.
Listen, tell me where you live and I'll bring my map to you and you'll see who's...
You're getting funnier.
Who's dragged up, right?
You're funny. You're just getting... I'm sitting here raw and laughing. You're very angry. You're very angry.
If you ever have a baby...
Pamela, you obviously believe it's a downright disgrace if kids are cursing, especially if they're cursing in front of their parents.
It's wrong. I have a 10-year-old and I know that he curses. I've caught him cursing. I never said that he didn't curse. But if he cursed in front of me, there will be serious consequences.
Hang on, Jacqueline or Serena, listen to what she's saying. There will be serious consequences if she catches him cursing.
And just to let Serena know and her sister on their speakerphone there that I'm from Tallaght. So does that mean... You know what I mean?
It doesn't matter what area, the child just come up and curse.
I never said they didn't. It's whatever way you're dealing with it. But you're that uneducated that you can't even listen to somebody having a conversation with you. You have to turn it into violence. There's no hope for your kids. Good luck to your child in Chicago, because I hope he uses language over there, because it won't be tolerated. I can guarantee you'll get a phone call from a juvenile prison. That's the way you're rearing your kids, yeah.
Very evil laugh.
I'm telling you now, that's their whole attitude. What hope have they got, really, like?
You mad?
I'm as mad as you and your sister there from Dolphin's Barn, and you're...
Speak like that about other people's kids. That's when it happens to your own.
Is it what happens? That they use language that there's no big deal about, is it? Right.
See how good your kid grows up in Tallaght.
Please God, he'll grow up all right. I can't see into the future if he does.
All right, because I wouldn't put it onto a child. I hope your kid grows up beautiful. That's telling you the truth.
He's already beautiful, and if I can't use him that language...
Every child is beautiful.
Yeah, so why are you making them ugly with all that crap coming out of their mouth? What is anything nice about that?
From the start, I said, if my son curses, I correct him on it. He's only 10.
Yeah, but you're still making it sound as if it's okay. It's not okay. It's actually, if I was to hear a child cursing, and I can guarantee you, if anybody in authority, they would look down their nose at you. Because I would, and I'm from Tallaght.
You know what? I have enough to worry about.
What are you getting on the phone for? You've even enough to be worrying about.
Here, stay there for a second. Margaret, you're on FM104. How are you, Margaret?
I'm fine. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly, thank you, yes.
Okay, do you know what my suggestion is?
Your suggestion is what?
Maybe in the next couple of years that we could have a leaving cert and we have Irish or Gaelic
English and bad language. And the people from these areas would get 100% in the bad language.
Okay, stay there for a second. David, you're on FM104. How are you, David?
How's it going, Adrian? Could we talk to Margaret there for a second?
You could talk to Margaret. Margaret's there, yes.
Margaret, I'd just like to ask you a question. You're after coming onto this phone and you're after giving Jacqueline. You're after roiling Jacqueline. It's the kind of people like you that get Jacqueline where she is. It gets her to a level where she wants to kill you. Because you come on and you judge her, you don't know her. She's giving her opinion like everybody does on the radio every night. And you're coming on and you're pointing the finger up saying she's scum, she's this, she's that.
Excuse me.
You're after having you say, no, listen.
Excuse me.
Listen to me from top.
I did not say anything about that young lady, or I did not make any remark about the lady. I'm saying about the language. So that's it.
I'm putting this on, not you.
Okay.
Let me ask you, David, what do you think of kids using bad language and being allowed to use bad language and parents not even batting an eyelid?
To be honest, Adrian, I've a lot of nieces and nephews, and I've come from the inner city, right, and I'm not a scumbag or anything like that. I've cursed. I've seen everyone cursing. It's just the way it is. They don't mean to do it. They know it's bold. Kids know it's bold to curse. That's why they love doing it, because they like to do things that's bold. That's just the way it is. That's life.
May I say something?
Yes, you can, Margaret, yep.
Okay, well, if they put their energy into using correct language rather than bad language, then they, we all would use the occasional swear word.
But I fully, totally understand and I agree with you on that, but sometimes it's just the way it goes.
Yeah, but like, if they were taught...
As much as me and you are sitting on this radio tonight and it's the way it has been for years and years, and it will be always stay on, not you.
No, but we have to change it.
No, we try and change it. We correct their children when they're doing wrong. Whether they say bad words, whether they say bad words, whether they go out and kick their friend, whether they kick a car, whether they smash a window, we teach them in life. That's what we do. That's about growing up.
Yeah. But I think more energy should be put into teaching them not to use the bad language.
Well, of course.
But listen to what you said, David. You're from the inner city, and it's almost as if, well, that's just the way things are in the inner city.
No, Adrian,
that's pretty much what I'm hearing from you.
Regardless of the inner city, I hear it everywhere. I've worked in a lot of places that a lot of high, posh, you name a foxtrot, that use that language. They use it worse than us.
Yeah, but we're talking about kids in a shop in front of Mammy saying, ma, this is bollocks for F's sake. Now, do you hear a kid in Foxrock saying that?
Okay, a minority of kids will probably do that, Adrian. You won't get every kid that comes into a butcher's or into a shop or into a supermarket that will do that. You will get a small minority, and unfortunately, we will never change that. As much as we want to debate all day about it, we get a small minority of children that will do that in front of people in grocery stores. But you can't tarnish them all with the same brush. And of course I agree about changing that and correcting them. But there's no need for that other girl from Tala coming on judging that girl, and you know what? What that girl from Tala wanted to do was to get onto the phone, and she wanted to roil the girl's blood to show everybody how much of a so-called.
Was she not just trying to prove a point, and she proved it very well?
Everyone has their opinion, Adrian, but I just didn't like the way...
But okay, the question is, David, do you think it is acceptable for an 8-year-old in a shop with his mammy to say, ma, this is bollocks for F's sake?
If it was my child, no, but if it was someone else's, that's up to them to correct it.
All right, one last call on this. Lindsay, you're on FM104. How are you, Lindsay?
Hiya, Adrian.
Now, Lindsay, what did you want to say on this?
Adrian, I'm actually fuming, listening to that. Now, I have to say, my young fella, right, he's 3, and when he gets excited and all, he courses, right? But the more I give out to him, the more he does it, he'd make a show me. He knows what he just be doing. So when you go out to the road, like, I live in the Passion Up Estate, like now where I'm living at the moment, like, you go outside and young flits that talk really uppy and all, so the language out of their mouth, it's everywhere you go now. Like, it's the kids nowadays, that's all they know is cursing. But, like, the way the young ones was going on, like, I didn't like the attitude of them. Like, 'cause if my young fella said that to me,
in a shop, I'd take him out, I'd slap his hand, I wouldn't let him get any sweets or that, and you'd have to chastise that kid, you know what I mean? But I didn't like the way the young ones were saying that, but I agree with your man on the phone. What's his name?
His name is David.
Yeah, I agree with David, like when what he was saying, you can't change it, like I do agree, but it's everywhere. It's not just in the inner city and anywhere, like the bad area, it's everywhere you go. And all the kids, that's all you hear now, that language, that's all you hear nowadays. It's getting worse. Society is changing, Adrian, and we need to step and put our foot into it.
And what part of the problem is the disrespect kids show by using bad language?
Yeah.
Jacqueline, do you not get that?
I do get it, Adrian, but my children, like, they grew up, as I said, I went through a bad marriage, through everything that you could name.
I've been through the hell and back. The more you went through, you don't want your kids to see any of that. So it's down to
I didn't want my kids to go through it, but they did course. But I did.
I'm not saying kids don't course, but you chastise them.
Of course you do.
It's like
they wouldn't course in front of me now. They don't course in front of me now if they're swearing or ratting. They do with their friends outside, but they wouldn't say F off mad or this mad or ratting. My kids have respect for me. That's because they were taught, even though I was going through a bad marriage or whatever, they were taught as well to stop it was a bad language to them. They got taught already bad.
In the house, like I try not to.
People that only think about bad language or whatever like that, that is ridiculous. There's more things going on out there than the F words and this word and that word.
I'm only saying that. I'm not like saying the fact. I hear kids out there.
Every child is going to do it.
And the language out of them is disgraceful. But my young fella does course and he does it getting hyper, but he knows he's doing wrong. He knows.
Yeah, you're very right. Every child is going to do it. You're very right, because every child is. And my kids do it into our babies as well. And they think it's funny.
Yeah.
And did you think it was funny to hear like a 2-year-old kid cursing? Did you find that funny, Jacqueline?
No, sorry?
Do you find it funny to hear a young kid cursing?
No, I didn't find it funny. But when you hear them saying it once, like they think it's fun, not funny at first. They say, oh, I hear that, right? And then you say, that's bad word, that's whatever when they're child. You know, when they're babies. And then when they start going over, they're going to do it either way, Adrian, inside, outside, or wherever. You correct them all right. If you do it in the shop, it's probably out of 10 or whatever. ADHD, I had a try with ADHD. He was gone off the head. To see what I went through. He used to course, but he wouldn't course at me. He'd be coursing in the shop probably for sweets or whatever he wanted, but he never got them. Like his heart size that way. He wouldn't
Lindsay,
language.
Okay, Lindsay, let me just wrap this up by asking, if a child starts cursing in front of their parent, how should they sort it out? How do you deal with this?
Not let them, you can't laugh at them. You have to tell them, no, it's wrong, you can't do it. If I ever cursed in front of my ma years ago, I know by the eyes alone, the fade alone in her eyes, I knew I'd be killed. Like, you have to put a bit of ground. The kids are running riots around us now. It's getting worse. Like, it's disgraceful, and I'm sorry even for cursing, but it is disgraceful. I don't mean it. But it's just getting out of order. It really is, Adrian.
All right, look, I'm going to have to wrap it up. Thank you very much, Lee. Let me read out a couple of your texts before I do wrap this up. If it's how you speak to your children. I'm from the inner city, and at 9 children, I would not allow any bad language in front of me. Cursing is a choice in adults and something that gets attention from kids. Another one says, my name is Shane. Kids will curse only if they are taught it. They don't just start cursing, as the people are saying it will happen in all walks of life, poor, posh, poor, middle class. It will happen only if the parent can't control it. Brush up on your parenting skills, folks, says Shane. And one last one. Where is it? I moved house a year and a half ago. My little boy never cursed, but where we moved to, the best part of the children curse. My little boy, now 4, the language out of his mouth. I told him if he keeps cursing, I was going to put pepper on his tongue, so I did, and he didn't like it. Hasn't cursed since. Doesn't like pepper, says that texter. All right, thanks very much, Steve, for all of your calls, comments, texts and opinions. This is Adrian Kennedy with FM104's phone show from Monday the 17th of June 2013. Next on the programme tonight, on Friday of last week, on the phone show's Facebook page, which is facebook.com/FM104 phone show, facebook.com/FM104 phone show, a man posted something that has horrified thousands of people on Facebook. It was during a discussion on racism when a man called Robert posted the following on our page. He said, and I quote, "Look at all those N's." I'm going to just use the word N because I'm not going to say the full word on the radio. Look, all them N's should be sent home to Africa. F them. All the whites should kick the black seas to bits. Now, you can read it in its entirety on our Facebook page because obviously we're on radio and I'm restricted in the sort of language that I'm actually allowed to use, much and all as I might like to use more language than further to our conversation. But that's basically what his post said. Now, just put it up on our Facebook page right now, facebook.com/FM104 phone show. And it's a post by a guy called Robert. And you get the idea. F them. All the whites should have kicked the black seas to bits. Or words to that effect. As I said, his post has outraged thousands of people who are horrified to read his angry and obviously racist comments. The question is, should somebody like this guy Robert be arrested and charged for making such hateful comments? Or is he quite entitled to his opinion even if he is using racist language and inciting hatred? We do have a certain amount of free speech in this country, but should comments like this be punishable by law? Should this man be tracked down by Gardaí and held accountable for his words? Or are they just that? Words. Now, some people on Facebook were arguing, sure, it's only words, he doesn't mean any harm. Read the tone, go onto our Facebook page right now and read the tone of what he wrote. I would argue that he probably does mean harm by them. Others feel that someone with that much hatred for black people is dangerous and should be arrested and charged. I want you to go onto our Facebook page right now. It's facebook.com/FM104 phone show. If you haven't already seen it, you may have seen it over the weekend because that debate has been raging all weekend. And I'd like to hear from you. 6797104 is our telephone number. What do you make of those comments? Free speech or a jailable offence? Call me right now, 6797104, and excuse me, have a look directly at his comments right now, facebook.com/FM104 phone show. We'll take your calls in a couple of minutes.